Daddy, I'm so happy you came.
Diana, you look gorgeous, radiant, you're practically glowing.
Oh, thank you, Dad.
Welcome, dear, let's sit. Our table is ready.
Wow, Dad, you look really awesome.
Oh, thanks, my dear, and you look just like your mother, even more beautiful. How are you, honey?
I'm fine, Dad. I have some great news I wanted to share with you.
Oh, how lovely, please do share.
Dad, remember Richard Valentino? We were high school sweethearts and we grew even closer in college.
Yes, Richard Valentino, he was a great guy. Until he broke your heart. I never forget that. You lost a baby because of him.
Dad, please calm down. I recently met Richard about 5 months ago, and he explained that it was his dad who falsely sent for him that day, pretending that it was an emergency, when Richard arrived only to realize that his father had arranged a marriage between Richard and a lady called Crystal. But Richard wasn't interested in Crystal and he didn't love her.
Oh, okay, I'm listening. Go on, dear.
When I arrived at Richard's father's house, I was asking for Richard. His father told me I should leave. On my way out, I saw Richard and the woman Crystal kissing, but Dad, Richard didn't kiss her back. He wasn't interested. He pushed her away. I didn't stay long enough to see the whole picture. I ran off and you know the rest.
Do you believe him, Diana?
Yes, Dad, I do. Richard and I have reunited and our love for each other never faded. In fact, we are more in love than ever before. He even asked me to marry him, and I have accepted his proposal.
Oh wow, honey, this is a lot. Diana, I love you so much. You're my life, my only child. You're the reason I'm still willing to go on.
I love you too, Dad.
Does Richard makes you happy? Do you really see yourself spending the rest of your life with him? Are you absolutely sure?
Yes, Dad, I love Richard and he makes me happy, and yes, I want to spend the rest of my life with him.
Well then. I'm happy for you, Diana. Congratulations, honey. You have my blessings.
Oh, Daddy. Thank you so much, Dad. I love you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Anything for my little girl. You will always be my little girl, no matter what. I love you, honey.
Dad, one more thing I have to tell you.
What is it, honey?
I'm 2 months pregnant. Richard and I are going to have a baby.
Diana, look at me.
I'm sorry it happened this way.
Honey, look at me. I can never be disappointed in you. I'm so happy for you.
Really, Dad?
I can't believe I'm going to be a grandfather. I'm so happy, thank you, my dear. Your mother would have been so happy. She's smiling down from heaven.
Oh, Dad, you really think she is?
Yes, honey, she is, and I know she's so proud of you, Diana. I love you, honey.
Thank you, Dad. I love you too.
You and Richard have my blessings, love and support. I'll help you both with the wedding dress, everything.
Thank you, Dad. I know Richard will also help. He's very independent.
You know him well. Well, that's good. It shows he's a real man. Although he's still working with his dad.
Richard isn't working with his dad anymore. He left the company a month ago.
What happened?
Richard's father was always controlling Richard and manipulating situation over the years, like holding the company over his head to do what he wants from Richard. That's why he tried to arrange marriages for Richard. He didn't care if he was happy at all. The last situation was a month ago, and it almost cost Richard and I our relationship to end.
What happened, honey?
Richard went to his father and told him he's getting married to me, and when Richard's father heard that I'm your daughter, he refused Richard from marrying me and said if he did marry me, he would disown him.
That bastard David, what give him the right to try and control his son's life and who he loves. I'm proud of Richard for standing up for you and what is right.
Dad, why is David, Richard's father, so against us?
It's a long story, hun.
Dad, please tell me, make it short.
David and I were best friends. We even help each other with investment and other business ideas that we both became successful, but eventually that all changed because of a woman, beautiful woman, I met her at an art gallery and soon realized that she was the brilliant artist. She and I quickly became enchanted with each other, and then David met her in an opera show. Unknown to him that she already was involved with me, David fell infatuated with her. Her name was Isabella Francesca.
Mum.
Yes honey, your mother was always the most beautiful, rarest rose, and David and I became enemies because in the end your mother chose me. Although she told David that she's not interested in him and that she's in love with me, David looked at it differently and says I betrayed him. So he's still carrying that hate towards me.
Oh wow, my mother was really a beautiful and unique woman. She was also hot trouble like me. Ha ha ha.
Ha 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 ha, I agree, but good trouble. I love Isabella so much, I miss her every day, but she lives through you Diana, that's why I love you more than this whole wide world.
I miss Mum too, I love you too Dad.
Honey, I have to go, I have a very important meeting this evening. I'm sorry I couldn't stay longer, but I promise we'll have more times like these. Oh, and I will love to see Richard. Tell him to come visit me at my office, tomorrow morning at 8. I will like to chat with him.
Dad.
Nothing to worry about Diana dear, it's just a father thing, no need to worry. I love you honey, I have to go. See you soon.
Love you too, see you soon Dad.
I miss you baby, how is it?
I miss you too love. Dinner with Dad was great, I told him about you, he was a bit angry at first, but after I explain everything, he understands.
I understand why he would be angry, I mean after all, you saw, Crystal kissing me and then the crash and the loss of our baby, he must have hated me.
Baby.
I didn't tell you this, but after the incident, I went looking for you, and I met your dad. He told me to get out of his premises, he warned me to stay away from you. He then shouted at me and said, "You're a murderer," and that the next time he sees me, he'll have me arrested.
Oh Richard.
I didn't know what he meant by calling me a murderer, until you told me that we lost our baby in the accident. Oh God Diana, I'm so sorry love.
Richard baby, it's not your fault. I'm so sorry love.
I'm so sorry baby, you had to go through that situation, and I wasn't even there to comfort you, to hold you in my arms and to wipe away your tears.
Richard love, look at me. You didn't know, it's not your fault, it was an accident. I love you, we're having a baby and we are getting married. I love you so much Richard, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you.
Thank you love, I needed to hear that. I love you too baby.
I love you more.
Impossible.
Baby, not now, but we'll definitely have fun tonight. Anyway, I wasn't finished talking about Dad and our conversation.
Okay, I'm listening love.
I told Dad everything what we went through and how we're in love and we're having a baby, and he's happy for both of us.
Really baby?
Yes love.
That's fantastic news.
There's more.
What is it love?
Dad told me the reason why your father and him has become estranged, or enemies.
Now you piqued my interest, I'm all ears.
Dad said all was great with your dad, until my dad met a beautiful and talented artist. They quickly fell in love and your dad met the same woman one day at an opera house show and was infatuated with her, unknown to your dad that she was already involved with the same woman. When your dad found out about the woman and my dad, he felt betrayed, and although the woman explained that she had no interest in him and that she is in love with my dad, he still blames my dad for betraying him.
Wow Dad, this is what it's all about.
And the woman in question was none other than my mother Isabella Francesca.
Ha ha ha, oh my goodness. Well, I can understand why Dad would be upset. Your mother was very beautiful and you, my love, is even more beautiful than your mother. Thank you love for telling me about this love triangle. But Dad should have understood and not make an enemy out of his best friend. He's such an hypocrite, always arranging marriages for me, and yet he knew how it felt to love and not loved in return. I almost feel sorry for him.
Baby, your father is only human, he made mistakes.
Too many mistakes, that only causes pain to me and you.
He's still your dad, Richard, and I think deep down inside, he really loves you. I think you should forgive him, baby.
No way, Diana, are you crazy woman, after he hurt us so many times? Diana, I'm sorry. Baby, please look at me. I'm sorry I yelled at you, I know you meant well, but I'm not ready yet to forgive my dad. He hasn't shown me that he's changed. After I stood up to him, what did he do? He sent Kathleen to seduce me. And in the process I almost lost you and our baby again. Because of him. Thank you, baby, for trying to patch things up between me and my dad. I love you, baby, so much, and our little baby growing inside of you.
I love you too, Richard. Owen, Dad wants to see you tomorrow morning at 8. He wants to have a chat with you. Don't worry, it's all good.
Baby, I'm not worried at all, because no one can ever keep us apart, not anymore.
Baby, I want you now. I feel so horny for you. Come here, lover boy.
You're such a naughty girl. I like that. At your service, my queen.